Welcome to Microsoft Mechanics. Coming up on the show, we'll take a look at the new Delve Analytics. We'll review the underlying tech to provide work analytics in a compliant, private, and secure way, and share some of the ways you can use Delve Analytics to increase productivity and get time back. Whether you're an employee seeking to improve impact and effectiveness, or a business leader looking at organizational efficiency, and we'll give you a first look at the roadmap with upcoming milestones. We started our journey with the Office Graph last year, and we showed how Delve becomes a personal tool that allows information to come to you. At Ignite this year, we showed how we're taking that and evolving the technology to include personal and team analytics. I'm joined today by Ryan Fuller, part of the Volumetrics acquisition and leader in the space. Welcome.
Thanks, it's good to be here.
So Ryan, how are things progressing?
Well, as you know, this is part of a broader vision for reinventing productivity with the intelligent cloud and empowering every person in an organization to be productive. So the next stage for us is delivering further on personal and organizational analytics. To do that, we're automating the discovery of insights within the Office 365 service, which processes literally millions of interactions daily. So we can take that data and we can personalize it to what matters most to you and your organization.
Right, we know, for example, there are around 850 million meetings scheduled in a month, and there are billions of contacts and relationships and an equally high number of content that's being shared via Office 365.
That's right, it's literally one of the largest data sets in existence. So let me tell you more about how it works. At the organizational tenant level, we have all the transactions such as email, calendar, messaging, telephony, and importantly, information on organizational hierarchies and relationships in your organization. We built the Office Graph to organize these data points, which we call signals. The first use of Office Graph was personalized insights and optimized search via Delve. This used the relationships of each transaction to discover information important to you and trending around you. Delve Analytics, however, takes us further by incorporating time, network, and activities as dimensions so that you layer on analytics around how you are spending time at a personal and team level. What's great is because the data remains within Office 365, we can apply sophisticated machine learning and analytics to deliver insights and take advantage of the extensive compute power of the service, all the while maintaining strict privacy controls.
So what are some of the ways that you can use Delve Analytics today?
Our goal is for everyone in an organization to be able to take advantage of Delve Analytics. It should be able to help you analyze your own data and help you and your team better prioritize their time. So starting with the personal dashboard, which I can walk you through. So if you take a look at this, there's a number of different data points that would be very hard for you to get in any other way. So things like, how much time are you spending in meetings or email? How much time are you getting to focus on work without distractions? Or how much time are you spending on work after hours? These are examples of basic metrics of how your time is being spent that you can set goals on and you can work towards improving. Beyond that, there's all kinds of insights that can be delivered around who you're interacting with the most. So I can understand that these are the people I'm spending the most time with, how quickly they tend to respond when I email them, how quickly I respond when they email me. It can prompt me if there's certain people that I've used to be in touch with, but I maybe am losing touch with, and maybe I want to reach out and sort of rekindle that relationship. Can understand some specifics about how my relationship with my manager is working. Am I spending enough time in one-on-ones with them, or do we have the relationship that's most productive for us? And then there's all kinds of details here. So again, what are how am I spending time in meetings versus other people in my organization? And maybe I spend way more time in meetings than anybody else. It's useful for me to know that. Okay. And then I can understand specifically which meetings are taking up the most of my time and how high quality are those meetings.
That's fascinating. How does the meeting quality work?
Yeah, so there's a lot of different indicators that we use to calculate meeting quality. So things like how many people are sending lots of emails or multitasking during a meeting. Things like how often are people double booked. Things like how many different layers of management are coming to the same meeting, or just are there too many people in a meeting. So there's an algorithm behind the scenes that can rate basically how effective that meeting appears to be. And it's not perfect, but it makes you think. Makes you think, if I'm spending 20 hours a month on this weekly sync meeting or whatever it may be, and it's low quality, maybe I should rethink that.
Makes total sense, yeah.
So similarly, we can offer insights like that around email. How much time are you spending writing or reading emails? How much are people responding to those emails? Are they actually wasting people's time or your own time, or could you do anything to make that more effective? I mentioned focus time earlier. This is a really important one. A lot of people are back-to-back meetings all day and just running back and forth, and they never have time to actually sit down and get work done. So this is a metric of focus hours, is how often do you have at least 2 hours between meetings that you could actually get something done. And we find from a lot of our work that more of that is better. Right? And oftentimes you can just rearrange your schedule and find more of that time. There's similarly insights on after hours work. So this is how much time are you doing meetings or emails after 6 p.m. or on weekends. Obviously real implications for work-life balance and a major reason to try to improve that so that employees can be more engaged and more productive at work. All of these things, these are just examples of many different kinds of insights we can deliver. And the idea is that people will make small changes in their day that will make them more productive. So I'm going to maybe invite 2 less people to that meeting, or I'm going to maybe shift that other meeting a couple hours later so I have time to get work done in between. Just little decisions like that, and we know that little decisions like that across a lot of people in an organization can add up to very real and very big change at an organizational level.
And I can certainly sympathize with a lot of these metrics here, but tell me how it works in terms of the organizational view and what you can really do there.
Yeah, so there's some really exciting stuff there. And I'll walk you through a very specific example to give you a sense of what's possible. Okay. So this is an example of a company that we worked with where they had a weekly status meeting that had 11 people in it, that we could calculate the amount of time spent in that weekly meeting. So with those people and the meeting, it was about 7,000 hours a year.
And these are just the executive tier folks in that meeting, right?
That's right, that's right. So that was 7,000 hours a year just for the people in the meeting. So using the data set, we were able to see that there were quite a number of prep meetings for that meeting,
Makes
right?
sense,
So all of the attendees had prep meetings that went into it, and we could calculate the time that went into all those prep meetings, and that added quite a lot of more time. But then that wasn't it. There was prep meetings for those prep meetings, and yet another circle of prep meetings for those prep meetings. And by the time you added up all this time, it was literally 300,000 hours a year of time was spent on this one weekly meeting that most people didn't think was very valuable anyway. Worse, when you calculate based on the people that were involved in all of this prep and the actual meeting, there's about a $45 million annual investment just to do this one weekly status meeting that everybody thought was a waste of time. And this is the kind of thing where prior to doing this analysis and putting a dollar number on it, people just kind of rolled their eyes and went to the meeting. Now that they see how much this is actually costing them, they've changed.
This is really fascinating example. So where is all this going?
So this is just one example. There are a number of different things that you can do with this data. Volumetrics has been investing in this area for close to 5 years now, and we've uncovered quite a large variety of different ways to provide value to organizations. As part of Microsoft, going forward, we can do this at much greater scale as we integrate through Office 365. A number of great opportunities. Imagine things like, what are my top performing salespeople and teams doing differently that the rest of my organization can learn from? Imagine, how can my employees be more engaged? Imagine, how can we become more efficient as an organization overall?
And when can we start looking at these capabilities actually hitting Delve and the Office 365 services?
Well, Personal and Work Analytics is available as part of the E5 suite, which you can try today. This is going to start out initially with just personal dashboards, as I showed, to improve individual effectiveness for everyone in the enterprise. Over time, it will expand to team dashboards and a number of other capabilities that will get rolled out that empower people and teams. And then later in 2016, we'll be introducing the analytics platform in an API to enable some of this targeted organizational analytics.
Okay, so lots of huge updates. I'm really looking forward to actually using some of this myself. Thanks for joining us, Ryan. You know, it's about all the time we have for today's show. Of course, you can keep watching Microsoft Mechanics on Wednesdays or as news breaks. Thanks everyone for watching, and goodbye for now.